But yeah, so this episode, yeah. So welcome to the Anispective cast, where if you've got a lost dog, I know, post it in the comments below and maybe someone will know something. I don't know,
Not a
man.
dog. He's not a dog. He's a wolf.
He's not a dog, he's a wolf. He has no blades. He's a gun wolf.
Yeah, so jumping ahead a little bit, apparently Cyan Dog's biggest obstacle to success was like self what's the word I'm looking for? Confidence, self-confidence.
Yeah, Cyan Dog, like, gets to really trying. Really pushes himself. And it's like, seemingly he actually does level up and, like, actually does good for a bit. Although not good enough, but he still gets, like, way better.
Yeah, we don't see it on screen, but they mention it's like, oh, okay, so the crux of the episode, Cyan Dog's gone missing, and he's taken Illinois' watch with him, and he's just like, he ran away from home.
Yeah, it's a fun detail they took the watch so they couldn't, like, summon him back.
Yeah, I don't think it would work without the metal anyways, right?
Yeah, probably not, but, you know, maybe.
Either way, he could have, like, you know, kept calling him and annoying him.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and then cut to later in the episode where after a bunch of stuff happens, it's revealed that Cyan Dog, after getting a pep talk from the chick guy, who's just like, it's just like, oh, you're not look at the positives of like you being abandoned or like you abandoning your master, and it's like, you're not a lost dog, you're a stray wolf, a wild wolf, and it's like you're powerful or whatever. And Cyan Dog's just like, yeah, you know what? I am a wolf. And then he goes and beats like an entire section of Japan by himself, apparently.
Yeah. Cyan Dog joins the Medabot Hunters, which is the band trio, and he becomes a petty delinquent that takes over most of Japan. Or at least also, it's implied he does really well. Yeah, he beats a bunch of kids.
Yeah, and they rename him Benji.
Oh my god. Just this image of Cyan Dog with the skull and the guitar and the rocker. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's worth knowing though, it spurs this on that it's like they finally get the rankings of everyone, like the Medabot like tournament and stuff. You know, everyone's like Medabot rankings. And him and Spike / Iwanoi are in last place, like literally dead last.
The literal worst meta fighters in Japan.
Yeah. So, yeah. This is more than just, like, the metal at this point. This is, like, some bigger issues going on.
Yeah. So, we'll get to it when we get to it. Yeah, there's like a whole thing where, that's why I believe Cyan Dog left, as he saw the rankings. He's just like, okay, I'm holding him back.
Yeah.
And so he left so that maybe Iwanoi would get a new partner and like do better for himself or whatever.
There's a whole thing where both of them clearly like need each other, but they both want to like move on so they don't get in the other's way, basically. So it's like, you know, Cyan Dog goes, and he joins a gang, and he gets a new owner so that he won't hold Iwanoi back, but he still wants him to actually chase after him and, like, you know, be, like, invested. And Iwanoi goes, and he gets a new Medabot, and he's like, yeah, I'll move on. Who needs Cyan Dog? Who needs him anyways?
I get a shooting type Kabuto medal, and I'll climb the ranks and win.
And you can clearly tell it's like, alright, he's still obsessed over Cyan Dog, though. He still does want him. It's just, you know, yeah, he doesn't want to show it. He's trying to force himself to move on, too, yeah.
It does seem, well, I guess not. I was gonna say, it does seem weird that it's like, his problem is like the mismatched medal thing, but why would a Kabuto medal be compatible with a dog-type Medabot? And I guess it's just because they're both shooting types?
Yeah, that seems to be the case, yeah. Because I don't think it's like the problem is like it's a monkey and a dog robot. I think the problem is that it's like monkeys are good at like melee combat and like close range fighting, and they're bad at
Yeah.
shooting, so they put them in like a sniper and it doesn't work.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I thought, I guess this is what I was going to say earlier, but screw it. I was kind of hoping whenever Cyan Dog inevitably loses a match against Medabots, because of course he does. I was kind of hoping like his metal pops out and like a metal can evolve to like a different type with enough effort or something. And I was kind of hoping that the monkey had turned into a dog or something. I thought that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be pretty good.
But no, he's still a monkey.
Yeah. But yeah, they have a whole thing where it's like, alright, Cyan Dog is out of control, you know. He is attacking children, he is siding with the freaking band trio, and even by the Medabot Hunter's own metrics, he is going too far. He is stealing all of their parts if they lose the fight.
Yeah, I like the bit where Cyan Dog is just like, he's doing the thing that they were doing when they first appeared, where they're like getting up in people's faces and like playing the guitar aggressively at them.
Oh man, I friggin' love these idiots. I still love the one where his instrument is just a triangle. It's still really good to me.
It is really good.
He just triangles aggressively in your direction. Oh,
crap!
man.
I don't remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, they have their whole thing. They split up. We get a whole thing where like Ivanoi is like, sad about Cyan Dog being gone. And he's like seeing him in the lake. He sees him in the moon. And he does a goofy little doggo howl, and it's adorable.
He like howls at the moon. I remember what I wanted to say. They run across Cyan Dog all dressed up like the rockers, and it's like he goes and finds him later, and he's just like, oh, this is how you want to hang out with these losers, huh, instead of being with Ivanoi. And Cyan Dog is just like, oh, I'm holding him back or whatever, and blah blah blah. And Medabots just like, oh yeah, well I guess he is kind of crappy and pathetic, isn't he? Yeah, your partner's worthless. And like Cyan Dog is like getting super like upset about it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. I like Medabots like pep talk thing where he's just like, oh yeah, no, he sucks. Like to get him mad.
Medabots gives him like a plan to win him back, and I forget, it's called something like
it's something really long-winded.
It's like the don't hit them, hit me instead, that's what friends are for plan or something.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And the plan, which is explained in crayon drawings, is to like have like Icky and the others dress up as delinquents, which they do. And they look very Gurren Lagann in this image, I guess. This is a very trigger design for them. It's like they freaking like they're going to go and attack Ivanoi, and then Cyan Dog's gonna rush in and like save him, and they'll get back together.
Yeah, I also like that like Brass is all like really she's involved in this, but like during the plan's explanation, she's also really like, this is so embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, they start
This is when they run across Ivanoi, who has bought the what is it, Blues Hound? Blues Dog?
Blues
something like
Dog,
that.
That's it, yeah. He has bought a new
English
Medabot.
Yeah, or in English, as I know him, Crosser Dog.
I don't know if I like Blues Dog or Crosser Dog more, because Crosser Dog is a great name and he has like the X on his head and stuff, but Blues Dog feels more fitting because it's like an upgrade of Cyan. You go from Cyan to Blue.
Yeah, I'm fine with changing over to calling it Blues Dog. It's just that's just what I know him as.
Yeah, which I should probably show just for the sake of it, because freaking Blues Dog is
It is weird that Ivanoi's like carrying this Medabot body around with him, like even at school.
Yeah. Like, apparently he
I don't
just
know.
bought it. They mentioned it's like a limited run and there's only like 200 of them made. So he managed to luck out and grab one, and it's like a new top of the line model. So hey,
I'm
yeah, it's straight
beginning.
upgrade.
Is Ivanhoe rich? No, right? Because he lives in like the regular part of town, right? Because like
I
his house, when the Rubber Robo gang renovated his house, it was around like all the other normal houses.
I don't think he's rich exactly. I think he has like some disposable income. Cause he buys Cyan Dog parts and gets some spares and stuff, and he can like afford a new Medabot and everything. So it's like he's better off
Actually,
than you'd expect, but I don't think he's like like super wealthy or anything. Cause there's still that point where it's like the Medabot parts they steal a part from him, and he's really upset about it, implying you can't just buy a new one.
fair enough. But yeah, now that you mention that, I do believe there is a shot of like a closet full of Cyan Dog parts.
Yeah, he's very
Also,
dedicated to the hobby.
Iwanoi really cares about Cyan Dog, and that's cool.
Yeah.
He built him a doghouse.
He really cares about him, and as we kind of learn later this episode, he's a bit smarter than you'd expect. Cause like, yeah, the freaking Sandog gets the advice from like the chicken guy to like, oh, you're unshackled, be a lone wolf, you can like do it, and he screams at the moon. And it's like, Iwanoi also gets advice from the chicken man, but it's like, the advice is, oh yeah, your feelings matter too, be selfish, go out there and like punch him. If your fist hurts, then he'll feel it, and he can feel your pain for him too. And he's like, oh yeah, thanks boss, and he just clocks that it's like Erica at a glance. Even though she's like in a pretty good disguise with like a voice changer, and she's doing the bit perfectly.
Kikuhime.
Kikuhime, yeah, not Erica, yeah. But yeah, he clocks that it's like the boss of the screws, yeah.
Yeah, at first I thought it was just like a thing he does where it's just like, oh yeah, so like a mature person who gives him advice is boss. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, he saw through the disguise immediately. It's like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like, it's not really played as a joke or anything, he just runs off, Kikihime's just like, oh yeah, and here I used a voice changer and everything. Well, you go, man, It's like, yeah, maybe Spike's not as much of an idiot as we expect, Maybe he does have, like, his bright spots.
Yeah. Kikuhime clearly actually does care for her subordinates. And it's Kagamiyama says something about her being like shy or whatever and not wanting to like admit it or whatever, and she like throws him into the river.
Yeah, she literally does like the Super Mario 64 Bowser throw.
Yeah.
She does the so long gay Bowser on him.
But yeah, cut to Cyan Dog trying to prove a point, and he challenges Medabots to a fight, and it's like, if I win, I get all your parts, and so on and so forth. I just realized we've been glossing over something important that's been happening over the course of these 3 episodes, but whatever, we'll talk about it when we get to it in this episode.
Yeah. We kind of hinted at it, so it's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, Medabots, this is the episode, as Death said, where Mr. Referee like comes out of the ground with the drill on his head.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
Gurren Referee, let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, Cyan Dog,
beautiful.
Oh, you got an image? Yeah, heck
comes
yeah.
out of the ground spinning with his arms crossed, and immediately he just starts like just swirling around and stumbling over himself because he's dizzy from spinning so much. Oh man.
So yeah, we get Medabots versus Cyan Dog. Medabots wins, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I guess there's a little more to it than that. Cyan Dog is like trying to shoot him, and Medabots just like, oh, so you have gotten better. Unfortunately, you're not going to outgun me. And then like he shoots the crap out of him, and like Cyan Dog's like head part is 100% damaged, and it's like, okay, that should beat him. And then Cyan Dog gets up. It's just like, holy crap.
Yeah, he gets a second wind through sheer determination. Man, this actually it's so cool that it's like he just comes out shooting, and Mubby's actually like on the run for a bit. Like Mubby's like, oh crap, he's actually gone better and he's improving. He has to like take cover. So it's like,
Metabee,
oh yeah, he actually has improved a lot.
Yeah, Metabee realizes that this isn't going to be the usual entire freebie fight.
Yeah, this isn't like one done. He's like actually putting effort into this, and he's actually like got good aim now.
And that's great. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Metabee is still more experienced and skilled than Cyan Dog.
I love this shot where it's like first he just shoots at his like, you know, right arm and just one shots it because Mebee's busted strong. But so it's like Cyan Dog runs him for a punch, Mebee ducks it. He uppercuts him in the head, and you see like the shot from the bullet, and it's so cool. Ah, it's such a good shot though.
Metabee uses gun fist.
Mebee straight executes him. It's so cool.
It's
like
so good.
So stylized. And he just falls back, and it's like, okay, my win.
Okay, yeah, that is the shot that like incapacitates him. But yes, Cyan Dog gets back up, and he's just like, no, I have to prove my point or whatever. And Metabee's just like, well, if that's how it's got to be, then I'm gonna have to finish it or whatever. I think Iwanoi shows up at that point.
Yeah, Iwanoi shows up to stop Mebee from finishing him off as Cyan Dog just falls over. And the Medabot hunters are like, okay, but, we could still just take your parts and, steal your stuff. And Mebee gets so angry, he just uses the Metaforce, which is a big deal, actually. Second time in the series. And just wrecks them immediately.
Yeah, the actual conflict is that they still have Cyan Dog's Metawatch, and they won't give it back.
Yeah. And he just
they're just like, okay, well, we'll use our Medabots to keep it. And yeah, Metabee is absolutely livid. It just unleashes the Metaforce on these guys.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, okay. Like, afterwards, he's like, what did I just do? He's like, use the Metaforce, man. And he's just like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
But they get that. I just want to quickly mention as a fun little bit where, one of the times they see Cyan Dog with like the Medabot hunters, and they he like runs off or more, and the Medabot hunters like run after like Icky and his gang, and Mebee just straight up horn missiles them.
Yeah.
He just blasts them.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we're trying to deal with like the Iwanoi Cyan Dog situation. You guys are unimportant.
We don't have time for these losers. Oh man.
Metabee's so good.
He's so good though.
Also, Iwanoi slaps the metal into the new body. Kind of makes sense. Like, I know these bodies are supposed to be durable, but it really looks like Metabee messed up Cyan Dog's body.
Yeah, it probably takes a bit for him to like recover, so he just slaps into the R1 to like, help out. And it's I do hope
we get...
Yeah, because it's like Mebee passes out from using the Metaforce, and then a bunch of mysterious Medabots show up, threatening to take him out. And, like, freaking Blues Dog has to, like, fight them off, like, quickly and, like, drive them back. And they're like, okay, we won't, like, deal with you just yet, then. And they just fade into the woods all ominously.
Yeah, we got, the ones you see here, over to the right a little bit is, like, a Wukong, like a Sun Wukong looking...
It's like a Chinese warrior, a samurai who is probably based on Musashi, a snake lady that might be Medusa or something, and I think Benki, because it's like a monk with a bunch of swords in his back.
Could be, yeah.
And I'm calling it now, yeah, these are guys that he's gonna have to find the tournament. They're like rivals that, formed a little group for war to take him out.
Yeah, I'm hoping these aren't just some, like, these guys seem too important to be some random Robo gang Medabots.
Yeah, and these guys have been showing up like in the background of the last 3 episodes, just staring ominously, just waiting for their chance and like examining his like flying style and stuff. So it's like, okay, they're gonna be the serious villains, and they're like gearing up, and they're gonna be prepared for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun.
I can't believe I just forgot about these Medabots showing up.
Yeah, they really do just kind of appear, huh? They're just kind of there.
They're more.
Man.
They're probably gonna have more impact than, say, I don't know, some random black Digimon showing up every now and then.
Yeah. Man, what kind of show would have a bunch of black Digimons just show up and stare at things ominously just for them to mean literally nothing?
Who knows? That's crazy. Who
Wouldn't
would do
that
that?
be wild? Yeah. We're not gonna be done with shitting on Ghost Game, are we?
I will. If it's relevant, I will mock Ghost Game because it needs to be mocked.
If it's there, we will take the shot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I hope we get an explanation, because Blues Dog is still very clearly a shooting type Medabot. I hope we get some kind of explanation as to how this is an upgrade. It could just be that through leveling up, the monkey metal is just learning to be a shooting type.
I think it's just like they're getting more confident at shooting, and their stats go up so much that maybe they can do more like melee stuff now. Because if they're at least confident in melee range, then like that offsets their big disadvantage of like just not having a good range to fight from. Because if they're like more of an all-rounder, then that's not as bad as just being like bad at everything. You know?
What if it's just that like Cyan Dog is like a precision sniper type, and then Blues Dog is like machine gun spray and pray, and it's like, yeah, that's way more your style.
I don't think so. I think it's just gonna be like he's going to be better at melee range. He's just gonna be more of like, like a mid-range fighter, I think that's more of what it, because it's like if the Cyan Dog did go for the punch and it didn't work out, but if he had like a better body with better stats, maybe he'd be able to have like hit that. Maybe he could like actually dodge out of the way of that like counter and do something about it,
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna be strong, but he could have been like stronger. But yeah.
I don't know. I hope we get a little something as explanation.
So yeah, do we have like much else to really say about this?
I think that's all I had.
I feel like we're kind of rushing, but also I feel like we kind of nailed everything, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, this is about as long as we normally take for things, isn't it? Yeah.
About.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, more or less. Okay, so yeah.
Finally at the point where we got Blues Dog. We've seen the metaphors a couple of times. Stuff's
Next
rolling.
Episode, probably Blues Dog Part 2.
Hopefully. Good batch of episodes. I liked them.
Good episodes, yeah.